YouTube land again. I'm coming out here with a really quick video today, and I'm going to give you a few short ones of these. Kind of winding down on the antiques, so don't expect a lot more of these. I will try to get more. I'll probably do some more guest weapons from people loaning stuff. There's a pretty high population of people who like things like this. So this is the Smoker. So, what is it? It's an Iver Johnson 38 rimfire. So it's about 1870, 1880, somewhere around there. It's an antique firearm. Single action, spur trigger. Do it that way. Single action spur trigger. So nothing fancy about it. And let's have a closer look at it, shall we? Okay, so how do we know this is an Iver Johnson? Well, technically it's not. It predates Iver Johnson. It's an Iver design, but it's not the Iver Johnson company as we know it. You're not going to find any logos or owls or anything actually saying the guy's name. It just comes from a long line of people knowing and recording the histories of these pistols. So we'll go over the markings. It's very plain. There's not a lot on here. 38 cal. Smoker. So there you go. I think Simsy has the coolest names. This is one of my favorite. I don't recall the other hand, but there's quite a few out there. We flip it around. No other markings. Nothing to say where it's made. Nothing to say even who made it. It's got nice hard rubber grips here. Both sides. So what are we going to do today? We're going to have pretty much a close breakdown of this thing. Just to inspect it to see, is there anything going on the inside that might need to be addressed. You know, you got your spring up in here. Is it rusting? You could tell it's been mucked with a little bit on the screws, but nothing major. Looks like this has never been touched. These are all pins. I'm probably not gonna do a full breakdown on this, but I'm looking at the, that's too close, patina rust. I'm not too sure what I want to do about that. I like the way it looked. Depending on the lighting situations, it's very, 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 very bright in my work shed. So it's showing up quite a bit more than it normally would. But you can see the center arbor there. You can see the release there. Got the spur trigger here. No trigger guard. I'm not a big fan of that. The actual grip in the hand is not bad. You know, it's comfortable. It's instinctive for aiming. Would I trust my life on it? 1880s? Why not? It's probably not a bad thing. I mean, these are black powder. Keep that in mind, guys. You cannot convert these to center fire and then start firing off 38 specials or 38 Smith & Wessons. So the basic, this double shot's not really helping, is it? So the basic thing here is you push in, pull the center arbor out, cylinder falls out. Your center arbor would then be used to poke out your empties. There's no markings on the cylinder at all, no test proofs or anything like that. It's an American pistol, so they didn't do things like that. The arbor, you can see, has a few cuts in it, one there, one there. So if you did not want to completely remove the center arbor, you can loosen it. I'll do it this way. Loosen it, and then let go of the thing, and it will remain captive. Nice little feature for a pistol this old. That's it for disassembly. You can then clean it. It's not a rifled bore. So let's do a quick removal of the grips. Finding the right screwdriver. That one's too thick. That one should be okay. Let's use a better one here. Yeah, that one fits better. Now, this has never been taken apart by me. So, who knows? Could have been 100 years ago this thing was last taken apart. But I guarantee you it wasn't more than 20. Because I have never taken this apart. I've had it for about 20 years. There's your pin. Or your pin, your screw. Come off nice. Poke through. Pops right off nice. In case you're wondering what that is, I do know how to wipe myself properly. That's a dye. So, make fun of me all you want. That's all it is. There's your hammer spring. I don't like messing with these too much simply because you don't need to, right? Like, if it indexes properly, which is that little hand, that little hand there is for the cylinder, the index, to rotate the cylinder. Dry firing this, I'm not too worried about. It's a pin fire without the cylinder. There's nothing for the pin to hit. So yeah, like I said, I don't think I'm gonna take this apart, but I thought you guys might want to have a quick look at it. To take it apart, you wouldn't really see much. You'd see a single sear here. It's typical. If you want to see something like this, you can go back and take a look at the 1878. The 1878 Colt, the Colt Philippine model there, and you'll see a similar setup. Just mine's still missing the spring on the Colt, but you'll see the sear mechanism of a single action has not changed pretty much ever. Even nowadays, you'll see a very similar setup. All right, guys, so that's going to be it for this one here. I'll do a quick reassembly for you guys because it's not really much of assembly. It's just putting the grips back on. I hope this wasn't too disappointing. Oh, actually, my mistake. There is something interesting here. Let's go to camera number 2, shall we? There is patent pen. So it does say February 25th, 1878 is the patent date. Of course, that's when it was patented. Doesn't necessarily mean it was when it was produced. It is an antique weapon under Canadian law and in most countries, I believe. It is pre-1893. So it's going to be black powder. It's an obsolete round. Finding a 38 center fire, 38 rim fire is nearly impossible. I know there's a shotgun out of England in that caliber. I can't remember the gauge they call it, but some people will take those, cut them down. There's your cylinder, your star. Nothing crazy on that, like I said. So you're not going to fire these pistols with much ease. There's some tricks I'm going to look into, but I can't talk about reloading or anything like that on YouTube because they will find me and murder me and my entire family. Or that's what I think happens, or they just mark you and give you a strike or something like that. One or the other. So there you go, guys. The 1878 Iver Johnson Smoker, the proverbial Saturday night special.